All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are tearing down and rebuilding the setter's playbook. This is all about a huge shift in thinking, how to turn those ice-cold calls into genuinely warm, productive conversations. And it all boils down to one powerful idea: winning with emotion.
So let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar? You're grinding all day, you're making the calls, you deliver what you think is a solid pitch, and what do you get? A click, a dial tone, another dead end. If your cold outreach is just constantly getting that cold shoulder, I'm here to tell you, it's not you, it's the playbook you've been forced to use.
And here's what that looks like in the real world, the old cold way. Hi, we offer SEO. It's all about you, and it gets an instant hang-up, right? But look at the emotional way. It's about them. You lead with a specific, undeniable fact. Hey, I noticed you only have 3 reviews. And then you follow it with a question that gets them thinking about their problems. That's the secret. You're starting a real conversation, not just launching a pitch into the void.
So how do we actually do this? How do we make this shift? Well, it all starts by completely blowing up the old job description. We're moving on from just being a scheduler and stepping into the role of a real strategist. I want you to really let this sink in. Forget about filling up a calendar with slots. Your new mission, your only mission, is to open an emotional door. That's it. That is the entire game right there. And you have to understand, this is a totally different job from the closer. The closer's job is all about logic, about structure, about getting the signature. But your job, the setter's job, comes way before that. Your focus is 100% on emotional connection. Your style is all about asking those empathetic questions. You're not there to score the final goal. You're just there to kick the door open so the team can run through. Knowing your role is everything. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual mechanics of your opening line. This is the core formula. This is how you create that instant, real connection from the very first thing you say. And the formula itself, it's so simple, it's beautiful. First, you start with a specific, observable fact about their business, something real you can point to. Then, you just pair that fact with an empathetic question. And what's the result? Boom, you've just opened the door. It's that straightforward. Now, finding these observable facts doesn't take hours of homework. Seriously, it takes like 5 minutes. Check their Google profile. Are they responding to reviews? Do a quick search for their service in their area. Where do they show up? Does their website load like molasses on your phone? Any one of these little things is the perfect factual ammo you need to open your call. A quick glance is all it takes. The whole philosophy really just comes down to this right here. Find a real pain point, but frame it as a neutral, observable fact. Then use a genuine question to hit that emotional core and open the door. See, you're not attacking them or criticizing them. You're simply inviting them to talk about something they're probably already worried about. Okay, so you did it. You opened the door. But what happens when they immediately try to slam it right back in your face? Well, that's where your defense and your counter moves come in. This is all about learning how to turn those knee-jerk objections into real opportunities. And here is the single most important mindset shift you will ever make in this role. An objection is not a wall. Read that again. It is almost always just a fear in disguise. Your job isn't to argue with the words they're saying. It's to hear the fear that's hiding behind the words. And here's how you handle it. It's a simple 3-step counter. First, you validate. You acknowledge what they're feeling so they actually feel heard. Second, you redirect. You gently pivot their perspective toward a different way of looking at it. And finally, you connect. You show them how a short meeting is the easiest, lowest risk way to solve that feeling. Validate, redirect, connect. That's it. Let's run through some rapid-fire examples. When they hit you with, "I don't have time," what are they really afraid of? They're afraid of wasting their precious time on yet another pointless sales call. So you validate it. "I totally get it. Your day is packed. That's exactly why this call is only 15 minutes. You see, you address the fear, not the excuse. Or how about this classic? "I already have an agency." The fear here? Often, it's the fear of admitting that the money they're already spending might be going down the drain. It's about ego. So what do? You validate their choice. That's great. It shows you really value marketing. And then you just redirect to a simple no-pressure comparison. And, the all-time heavyweight champion of brush-offs. Just send me an email. Come on, we know this is rarely about them wanting to read your email. It's about a lack of trust. It's a polite way of saying, go away. When you understand that, you can address the trust issue head-on instead of just sending another email into the abyss. So you've opened the door, you've gracefully handled their fears. Now what? It's time to actually score the meeting. And this section is all about closing for the conversation, not for the final sale. It's a crucial distinction.
I absolutely love this metaphor because it's the perfect way to think about it. You are not asking for a lifelong commitment here. You are not down on one knee proposing marriage. All you're doing is inviting them for a quick coffee. It's a low pressure, super low risk, but potentially high value next step. That's all.
And this right here shows the difference between a weak close and a strong one. Asking, "Do you want me to?" is so passive. You're basically asking for permission. But a strong close, it assumes the meeting is valuable and gives them confident options. You're not asking if they want to meet, you're just asking when. And just to make sure you absolutely nail the landing, you've got to avoid these 4 common mistakes. Stop asking for permission. Don't be pushy. Remember, it's just a coffee. Always give them 2 simple options. And this one's huge. Sell the value of the 15-minute call, not your entire company's service list.
Okay, we've covered all the tactics and the formulas, but listen, none of it works without the right foundation. This last section, it's the most important piece of the puzzle. It's all about adopting the high-value setter mindset. It's about having a champion's attitude. This right here is your new mantra. This is what you say to yourself. It is the core of your new identity. I don't book calls. I open emotional doors. This one little phrase completely reframes your purpose. You're not a task-based drone. You're a strategic connector.
And to get yourself into that championship mindset before every single call, I want you to use this simple but incredibly powerful pre-call ritual. Just take one deep breath, physically put a smile on your face. I swear they can actually hear it in your voice. And then just mentally repeat your mantra. This simple little process gets you ready to connect, not just to dial.
So that's the playbook. It's a fundamental shift from product to person, from pitching to connecting, from cold to genuinely warm. It's a proven strategy, and now it's yours to use. Which really just leaves one final question for you to think about. Which emotional door are you going to open first?